Wonders of the world, 10 places you must visit before you die. 1. Petra Jordan, the lost city of stone and spirit. The first light of morning breaks over the desert of southern Jordan, casting long golden shadows across barren rock. A narrow, winding gorge known as the Sick leads forward, walls rising high on both sides, cool and silent. Then, suddenly, the passage opens. There it is. Petra. The treasury stands as if carved by the gods themselves, its intricate facade chiseled directly into the rose-colored cliff face. But this is no temple of myth. It is the legacy of the Nabateans, a mysterious Arab people who built a thriving city here over 2,000 years ago. They mastered the desert, carving not just buildings, but entire water systems, channels, dams, and cisterns that turned this arid place into an oasis of trade and culture. Beyond the treasury, Petra unfolds like a forgotten kingdom. Tombs, amphitheaters, and staircases winding up to the monastery, one of its largest and least touched monuments. As the sun climbs, the pink cliffs turn red, then burn orange. And when dusk falls, lanterns light the Sick once more, flickering like ancient spirits guiding the way back. 2. Santorini, Greece, the island where fire met the sea. In the middle of the Aegean Sea, shaped like a crescent moon, floats an island both serene and dramatic. Santorini is what remains after one of the most powerful volcanic eruptions in recorded history, the Minoan eruption, around 1600 BC. Some say this very event birthed the legend of Atlantis. The caldera cliffs rise sharply from the deep blue sea, where whitewashed villages cling like snow atop a blackened ridge. Domes painted sky blue reflect the heavens above, while narrow alleys wind past bougainvillea-covered patios. Oahe, the most famous village, draws people from every corner of the globe. Not for monuments or museums, but for something eternal. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting molten gold across the ocean, a hush falls over the crowd. The island doesn't just give you sunsets. It gives you all. 3. Machu Picchu, Peru, where the clouds guard the ancient. The Andes cradle a secret, high in their mist-covered peaks, one shrouded by jungle and nearly lost to time. Machu Picchu emerges like a vision, 2,430 meters above sea level, untouched by the Spanish conquest and hidden until 1911. No roads lead here. One must take a winding train or walk the Inca Trail, tracing the very steps of those who built it. When you arrive, it's more than ruins, it's a city in harmony with its surroundings. Stones fit so perfectly they've endured centuries of earthquakes without mortar. Agricultural terraces wrap the mountainside like stairways for the gods. Llamas graze freely. Its purpose remains debated. A royal estate? A sacred temple? Maybe both. But the feeling is clear. Standing here, above the clouds, you feel small in the best possible way. As if history breathes just over your shoulder. 4. Antelope Canyon, USA, light woven through stone. Beneath the Arizona desert, hidden within the land of the Navajo Nation, lies a place carved not by hands, but by flash floods and wind. Antelope Canyon is a slot canyon, a ribbon of rock sculpted into curves, waves, and cathedral-like arches. It is narrow, just wide enough to walk single file. The sandstone walls twist and rise, glowing orange, pink, and red. Then, as if heaven peeks in, a shaft of light pierces the canyon floor. For just a moment, the entire chamber glows from within. Upper Antelope Canyon is famous for this light, best seen in the early summer months. Lower Antelope is steeper, with ladders and stairs carved into the stone. Both are sacred to the Navajo, not just as natural wonders but as places of power and protection. Here, the earth speaks. And through its curves it sings. 5. Kyoto, Japan, the city that still whispers. Cherry blossoms drift slowly through the spring air, settling like confetti on ancient temples. Kyoto is not a city of loud grandeur, it is one of silent reverence, of rituals repeated for centuries. Once the imperial capital of Japan, it holds the soul of the nation. There are over 2,000 temples and shrines here. Kinkakuji, the golden pavilion, sits on a still pond, its reflection dancing with sunlight. The Fushimi Inari Shrine stretches into the hills with 10,000 torii gates, each one a portal to the sacred. In Gion, geishas in silk kimono pass quietly through lanternlit alleys. In Arashiyama, a bamboo forest whispers as the wind moves through its tall green stalks. And in every garden, rock and water are arranged not for decoration, but for meditation. In Kyoto, time doesn't stop. It bows politely, and waits. 6. Serengeti, Tanzania, where the earth lies wild. Dawn breaks over endless plains. The grasses ripple like waves beneath a golden sky. In the distance, lions stretch after a night's hunt. Wildebeest graze warily, their herds stretching to the horizon. This is the Serengeti, a name that means endless plains, in Maasai. Here, nature rules without apology. Each year, the Great Migration sees over 2 million animals, wildebeest, zebras, gazelles, move in a clockwise path seeking water and grazing land. They cross rivers thick with crocodiles and outrun predators that have watched this ritual for millennia. A hot air balloon rises silently above it all. Below, elephants march in slow silence. Giraffes nibble the tops of acacia trees. And somewhere in the distance, a leopard watches from the tall grass. The Serengeti doesn't entertain. It survives. And in doing so, it reveals the raw, beautiful truth of life. 7. Venice, Italy, a city built on water and dreams. The first time you arrive in Venice, it feels like stepping into a painting, one that floats. Gondolas glide silently through narrow canals. Stone bridges curve gracefully over waterways. Centuries-old palazzos rise from the water, their reflections shimmering beneath moonlight. Venice was built on over 100 small islands in a lagoon, its foundations made of millions of wooden stakes driven deep into mud. For over 1,000 years, it was a maritime empire, rich in trade, art, and politics. Today, it stands not in power, but in memory. The mosaics of St. Mark's Basilica glow like gold. The bells of the campanile echo across Piazza San Marco. Carnival masks, blown glass, and hand-bound books line the tiny shops. But Venice is sinking. Bit by bit, the water creeps higher. Each step along its stone paths feels both magical and borrowed. 8. Great Barrier Reef, Australia, the color of life. Beneath the surface of the coral sea lies a living tapestry more vibrant than anything above it. The Great Barrier Reef stretches over 2,300 kilometers, hosting an underwater kingdom of coral gardens, sea turtles, sharks, and schools of fish that shimmer like confetti. It is the largest reef system on Earth, a labyrinth of 2,900 individual reefs and 900 islands. Snorkeling here feels like drifting through a dream. Electric blue starfish cling to coral. Clownfish dart between anemones. Giant clams open like treasure chests. But the reef is in danger. Rising ocean temperatures have caused widespread coral bleaching, turning once vivid reefs pale and brittle. And yet, it still breathes. Still dazzles. And still calls to those who want to witness life in its most spectacular form. 9. Cappadocia, Turkey, a landscape from another world. The sky glows lavender as the first hot air balloon rises over Cappadocia. Soon, dozens follow, floating silently above a land carved by volcanic eruption and erosion. Below, the fairy chimneys rise. Tall, thin spires of rock that seem plucked from a storybook. Ancient civilizations turned these formations into homes, churches, even entire underground cities. Derinkuyu, one of the largest, could shelter 20,000 people during times of war. The Gorim Open Air Museum holds rock-cut chapels with frescoes over 1,000 years old. At night, cave hotels carved into the hillsides light up, offering a stay within history itself. Cappadocia is not just a destination. It is a place where land and legend collide. 10. Iceland's Golden Circle, Earth in its rawest form. In Iceland, the ground moves. Water bursts from the earth. Ice and lava coexist in an uneasy dance. The Golden Circle is a loop through this elemental land. At Ingvellir National Park, two tectonic plates, North American and Eurasian, slowly drift apart. This rift created a valley where Iceland's first parliament met over 1,000 years ago. Gullfoss, a waterfall so powerful it rumbles the earth, crashes into a canyon below. Not far away, Stråkar Geyser erupts every few minutes, spraying boiling water high into the air. And then there's the sky. In winter, the aurora borealis unfolds across the heavens, green, violet, and white ribbons dancing in silence. Iceland doesn't just show you nature. It reminds you that we live on a planet still very much alive. These 10 places are more than destinations. They are chapters in the Earth's story, each one telling a tale of time, beauty, power, and spirit. They are reminders of what it means to feel small and infinitely connected. Of the stories carved in stone, in reef, in flame, and in snow. And they are waiting for you. Before you leave this world, see them. Stand in their silence. Feel their truth. Because life isn't just about how long we live. It's about where we go, and what we let change us. Let us know if you would like to visit any of these places.